Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Two Buds One Podcast, episode 48. I am your host, the Techno Jelly, with my co-host Alchem Games. Alchem, once again, we're
Yes.
at a slower news week again. I feel like we talked about this last week. I feel like everyone's kind of waiting for like Summer's Games Fest, or some people call them Key 3 or whatever, because E3 doesn't exist anymore. So. Or whatever the guy's name is. I can't remember his name now. The person who runs Jeff Keighley. So they call it Key 3.
Yeah.
So they call it Key 3,
God.
like E3, you know? Because it's the Key 3. I've seen a couple people call it that, but you know, Summer's Game Fest, everyone's kind of like waiting for Summer Games Fest to like their big announcements. But there's still a bunch of stuff to talk about. And okay. The first story is kind of like a twofold story, really. Okay, so I know you and I have talked about Arcraiders before. Did you watch any of the marathon stuff? Because I watched some of it. Marathon, the new game from Bungie.
So I've seen a bit of it. I never really got into it because I'll be very honest with you. I originally thought that when they first started to announce marathon news, I thought they were referring to the old game that was before what became Halo.
Before Halo,
I thought they were. So
it's the same marathon, but it's the same marathon, but it has basically literally nothing to do with the old marathon games. It's kind of like Prey. You remember Prey, where Prey 2017 had absolutely nothing to do with the old school Preys. It's just using the name. Yeah. It's basically that.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically that.
Okay,
marathon, it's technically in the same world. Like at least
but
this one, like
it to do with the same game. Yeah.
From what we can tell, I mean, one of the big things is that in the play testing that they did, the public play testing that they did, it's basically there's no story. Because I mean, it's an extraction shooter, so there isn't really story, and the quests aren't really story quests. So from the most part, there was people basically didn't not know anything when it comes to if it's even connected to old Marathon or not. Did you play the old Marathon games? I've actually played them. They are hard, man.
I not got to. I only got to see it through cousins playing it because they are the ones who got that stuff.
Oh yeah. Because I got
to see it, and
I got it because they offered it for free on Steam for like a day or something like that. And man, are they hard. Like, to be fair, I'm not the best at like the old school boomer shooters, like original Doom and stuff like that, and Wolfenstein. I'm really bad at those games. So like I'm not a good gauge for this stuff, but yeah, I'm really bad at them. But
not a gamer.
When it comes to old school FPS, I am not a gamer. I will fully admit that. I am new school shooter pilled too much. I can't hide behind cover and wait for my health to regen.
Oh my god! No, you poor bastard! No.
And I'm not RPG shooter pill. It's not an RPG shooter, so I can't just have better stats than the enemies.
I still can't believe it. So from what I originally thought, when I first heard it, I thought it was like, oh, they're remastering old Marathon. Cool.
That would be cool.
They're just revamping it. I didn't realize what they were doing when I heard that they were redoing it. They were like doing more to it. Yeah. I thought they were just going to add more to the story or something. And then later I find out, no, this Marathon is an extract shooter. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, no, Alchem. No. It's not just an extraction shooter. Do you know what else it is?
What is it?
It's a hero extraction shooter.
Oh god, oh my god, it's even worse.
It was a hero extraction shooter. And the reason I'm talking about it, one, the playtest did awful. Like there's so many people that were really not into it. It's like the pure opposite of what happened with Arcraiders. Like people weren't really into Arcraiders and they played it like, wow, this is an amazing game. And everyone loved it, and I wish I was able to play it. And Marathon was the exact opposite. People played it and said, holy cow, this game needs to be delayed. Everyone's saying this game needs to be delayed. Everything is weird. Everything feels slightly off, other than the shooting. Everyone said the shooting is great, but it's a Bungie game. It's Bungie.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They know how to do that, but everything else
about the game. One thing.
Yeah, Bungie knows how to do good shooting games. So
God,
that was still there.
Become a one trick.
Yeah. To be fair, they haven't really made that many games. Like, Bungie's made a lot of games, but like, they've never really steered away from the first-person shooter, you know?
No, it was always the same. It's
always
first-person shooter. It worked, and they kept going.
Yeah, to be fair, you can like argue the quality of Bungie games over the years, but the shooting has never been a problem. The shooting has always been good.
No, not at all.
The one problem
that's it.
Yeah. The one problem that this marathon has had, other than the fact that people didn't really like it, is that the art, some of the art in this game has been reportedly been stolen. And
well then,
what?
Damn. I was gonna say, I mean, what could be worse than making a game that's just not appealing, and then like, oh, they just literally ripped off other artists or other creators' game.
The extraction, so the Marathon apparently has art in it that is not compensated to the original artist or credited to the original artist. The studio blames, so Bungie blames ex-employees, and they are doing a thorough review over all of Marathon's assets to make sure that they are going to fix the problem. The problem is this isn't the first time Bungie has been accused of using people's art without their permission. It's happened like 2 to 3 other times. And one of the reasons that we're bringing this up again is because, first of all, Bungie, what the heck, man? Like, this isn't a problem that a AAA studio should have. Like,
aren't they currently fighting something about Destiny's story or something? I remember reading something like that, but I guess not.
Maybe no. But the problem is that Destiny has a lawsuit going on right now, and Bungie couldn't bring evidence to the court because it's vaulted content and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, for the lawsuit, they deleted the files.
They deleted it, so they can't, because it was it would have been useful for evidence for some reason. I don't know the details of that, but I did see the headline for that, and that was kind of funny.
Just like, oops, sorry, Your Honor, we deleted it. It's been sunsetted. We can't do anything.
So that was with this art being stolen. The problem is that, like, this game, not only is some of the art assets apparently either plagiarized, stolen, or misused, or whatever word you want to use, they don't own this art that's in the game. And no one really enjoyed the game. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. People had a lot of problems with the game, you know, because, like, there were people that did enjoy the game. There's a lot of people that I saw that really didn't really know why it was a marathon game, because it doesn't really have anything to do with marathon. There's a lot of old school shooter fans that was really excited for a new marathon game, and then it turns out, one, it's a extraction shooter, PvP extraction shooter, which, you know, most of the old school crowd isn't a huge fan of, and two, it basically has zero to do with marathon, so that sucks. And now,
marathon in name alone.
Basically. Also, it's a hero shooter for some reason, with abilities and alts and stuff like that, apparently. From what I could tell. Maybe not alts, but definitely abilities. So it's a hero shooter for some reason. And it's just really weird. And especially now that Destiny is going in a really hard time right now, Bungie is not really... People don't like Bungie right now, and it's reflecting because apparently, reported by Forbes, a lot of current and former employees of Bungie have been speaking out, all anonymously, of course, because there's no way they're going to have their names attached to this. But, like, apparently company morale has been described as a free fall right now. And another quote is, the vibes have never been worse. Which, I mean, to be fair, when Destiny 2 is at basically some might say it's all-time low for a lot of people, at least from what I've seen. And to be fair, I'm not a Destiny player, so I don't really know. And Marathon, basically, I feel like this is the worst marketing I've ever seen for a game. Because this marketing thing, because another thing, Alchem, this game's supposed to come out this year. I don't think that's going to happen.
No. Didn't I did hear, since we're on, I did hear that recently they were planning to do a bunch of like advertising and try to promote the game a lot more come June. That idea has been scrapped.
Almost.
They did mention that they were planning to do that.
Yeah.
And that's a really bad sign. If your company was planning to do a big promotion, try to get the name out there, start to build up hype, and all of a sudden you had to backtrack, you either realize that you need to work on your game a lot more, or you started to lose faith in the game.
Yeah, so it's supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out September 23rd, 2025. It has not been delayed or anything like that yet, but I don't see this happening. Also, this game is not free to play. It is not free to play. It's a paid release.
Full price?
They haven't said anything about like how much it's going to cost, but they've said it's not free to play. First of all, if you make if they don't delay the game and this is a full price game, I'm just going to say it's just going to be it's a Concord. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if like it might be not as, I don't think anything will be nearly as bad as Concord, but literally the only thing that will carry Marathon, if it still comes out at full price this year, is the fact that Bungie is behind it. So some people have confidence in Bungie still. The internet is a small place, and so where I get most of the vibes is from the internet. So I'm sure there's a significant amount of people that aren't constantly posting on Twitter and Reddit and all that stuff that are totally down to buy a new Bungie game. Right? And I don't think those people are not I'm not saying they're a massive amount of people. I'm saying I think that amount of people isn't mean it's going to be a Concord where the game's literally dead in 2 weeks. You know? I think the Marathon, if it comes out this year, will still have a player base, but I just don't see that player base being there in 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially at full price. Especially at full price. No. Like, I don't, they need to either, 1, delay this game, 2, delay the game and make it free to play, or 3, delay the game and just do, like, either a massive overhaul or a half price game. Like, if this game comes out $30 this year, it can still survive, but I still think you need to delay it. I think you need to delay it.
I need to actually see some gameplay to get better gist of this.
There is gameplay out there. It looks, honestly, Alchem, when I was watching it, it reminds me of it. Okay, it doesn't remind me of a extraction shooter. It reminds me of Apex. Like, it reminds me of a battle royale extraction shooter, or like an Apex extraction shooter, because like there's so many weird noises going off, and there is like, you know. Have you ever played Tarkov?
I have.
Like, the slow and methodical play of Tarkov does not exist in this game. No. Everyone was full sprinting. Okay. Everyone was full sprinting around the map. Some of the characters, I think, have movement abilities, and like.
Wait, so it's a fast-paced extraction shooter?
Okay, it's faster paced. I'm not like, you're not like zooming around the map like Titanfall or anything like that, you know? But it is definitely the fastest paced extraction shooter I've seen. Like you've seen the gameplay of Arc, right? Arcraiders. Like, yeah. I would consider Arcraiders way slower paced than Marathon.
Jeez.
And that's third person, you know? And there's like movement stuff and thing. So like I felt like the game was having almost like an identity crisis. Like, I feel like, not to like, okay, obviously I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like Marathon started as a battle royale game, a hero-based battle royale game, and it took them too long to make it. So they pivoted towards an extraction shooter. Because it feels like it's a battle royale game with extraction stuff. Because the game pace is weird. The fact that it's hero based is also weird. The abilities and stuff, I think the biggest thing is that it's a hero shooter. It's a hero based extraction shooter. So you have abilities, you have like different characters. So like you have character abilities, and like some characters are better than others. Some have movement, some have like it doesn't have like the tank DPS stuff like that, but there is definitely characters that are made for more defensive styles or more aggressive styles. So it feels weird. You know what I mean? Like it feels like they were making a battle royale game and it took too long.
I feel like they missed the window of opportunity for one, hero shooters, because Mar Rival just destroyed the market with that, and already they're there's still people are still playing it like crazy.
Marvel's
I just feel like from my own personal, I feel like I dried out already on that. But I
still
speak
enjoy
for, like,
it
a minority of the group. Yeah, I speak for a minority of people. Extraction shooters are currently the meta in terms of game development, but
at least AAA shooters.
I think we've gotten for AAA, but I think we're at the tail end of that. I think we're nearing the end of that, and
I mean,
this is starting to show.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, for one, Tarkov has a huge stranglehold on the market. Hunt Showdown is like the guy that like it's the game is second place, and then there's a graveyard of other games. Like I can't remember. There's one game that you and I played together that I can't. The Cycle Frontier or something like that. Did you and I play that together? I think we did.
No, I don't believe we played that together.
Okay. There was one extraction. Yeah, there was one extraction game that we played together. It wasn't Tarkov. That I don't remember. We played it like once, and then we just never played it again. Anyway, but like it doesn't exist anymore anyway. So like there's just a graveyard, and now that Arcraiders is happening and everyone loves that game, like that's either going to be either a third or second place, like depending on how well it drops. And people really like Embark because they named the finals. So like people really trust Embarkstudios as well. So like Marathon is literally fighting for fourth place right now. And they have to survive the graveyard of extraction shooters. It's like the graveyard of hero shooters and the graveyard of live service games, you know? So you do
I still say live service things are not meant to last unless you're dedicated to make new content.
The push for live service games actually didn't happen because no live service game that started using the term live service survived. Like what game that used the term live service actually exists today still with a big player base? And like you could argue maybe Fortnite, but they didn't really call it a live service. They didn't really call it a live service though.
The only other one that technically would qualify definition wise but doesn't call themselves that would be Bungie, but Bungie's already kind of dried up the well when it comes to story from when I've last time. Destiny.
I mean maybe, but they didn't really call it a live service either.
No, that's the thing. Like by definition, where it's just they're constantly trickling out new content, stuff that you either pay for or eventually like you pay for another season or stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean the main live service games, all
the ones that kept saying that they were,
but like there is no game that started its life saying that they're a live service that it still exists, because the big live service games are Fortnite, League, technically I mean maybe Counter-Strike if you want to count to put in that thing, but because it's free to play nowadays, but it's not really. Valorant I would put in that box as well. And basically all of things like Genshin, Honkai, and Zenless Zone. But like I said, those are technically, by the definition, live service games. But pretty much anyone that actually I guess Overwatch 2, yeah. And Overwatch 2 technically is also having a bounce back. So, yeah. I don't know how Marathon... I don't know how Marathon fits into this, you know? Because Tarkov has such a huge grip on the market when it comes to extraction shooters. Hunt Showdown exists and is a solid second place, I feel like. And Arcraiders is going to be probably fighting for second versus Hunt Showdown, maybe even first, depending on how big it hits, because it is much more marketable than Tarkov. Tarkov is much more hardcore. Now, Arcraiders still very hardcore. I would still say it's still a hardcore genre, but it's much more approachable. So I don't see how Marathon even gets even close to that, you know? Like, I think if Marathon exists, it's going to be 4th place at best. And especially now that it, like, they have to do the whole reviewing of assets because they stole some. Or, okay, not stole. Well, I mean, used without permission. Because the assets were made, they just... no one was paid or credited. So they used without permission, which is not good. And the morale is at basically an all-time low at Bungie, it feels like. So this is a really unfortunate stance, I feel like, for Bungie right now. Because they are far from the beloved Bungie that people love, I feel like. I feel like Destiny 2 really killed a lot of faith for a lot of people over the years. And this is a very big time low. Especially, honestly, Alchem, I'm most disappointed in this because I was super excited for a new Marathon game. And then I found out it was a distraction shooter. I was like, okay, you know, that could work. And now that I've seen it, I'm like, this, just why? I just don't get it.
Don't you like hero-based team extraction shooters? Don't you love that? Isn't that the gaming populace's new thing?
No.
You like extractions. I like extraction. We like team-based combat. Well, I think that everyone likes that. You like hero shooters, right? I swear to God, I could just imagine like those old commercials where like, hey kids, you like Overwatch? And like, yeah, we do. We got something better.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. It's so weird. And it makes me sad.
I hope that's what the market thinks everyone wants, and no one is taking any like.
Yeah, like I think it's
a risk.
It's a huge risk, and if this game isn't delayed, because it's supposed to come out in 4 months, there's no way this is gonna happen. Like, please, Bungie, delay the game. Especially now that Arcraiders is also supposed to come out this year too. Like, I think the funniest thing was that the Marathon like beta happened. People were pretty negative. Like, people were saying, like, you know, it was a mixed bag at best. And then Arcraiders happens a couple days, like a week or like maybe like a week later, and everyone loves it. And like a lot of people's biggest problem was like the test didn't last long enough. Like, people wanted to play more.
You know, that's just a sign of a really good game then.
And people are saying like, yeah, we want more. And then I don't know if you know this. I can't remember how in detail we've talked about Arcraiders, but like there were 3 maps that were available. And apparently when the game comes out, there's going to be 12 maps in total at launch, which is insane.
Okay. That's brilliant.
For an extraction shooter, that's insane.
Yeah, that is insane, but that's also very brilliant because that means
really good.
They don't need to do like they don't need to trickle out stuff. They've given players plenty of environments to play in, because one of the biggest things that takes players the longest time to learn is the maps.
Well, it's also the maps are dynamic.
Yeah. Oh, then even better.
Well, like the maps are not going to change in terms of the layout, but like there's weather conditions and there's enemy conditions as well.
Then that's even better.
So like the maps aren't going to be the same.
A long time.
Yeah, the maps are going to be the same in terms of locations and like terrain. Well, okay, terrain with an asterisk because
when you say
terrain with an asterisk because weather conditions might change some of the terrain, but like. So 12 maps with that much variety in said maps. I mean, like when the test was going on and there was only 3 maps, like people were going hard, and not they weren't figured out. The maps were not figured out in the like 5-day period that people had available, I think. And some people were going ham. Like there were people that had like over 40 hours in the beta.
A good sign of a great map in these kind of games is if the player base can't figure out everything within like the first couple of days, say a week or more, then you've done a good map, because most players end up learning exactly where they need to position themselves on maps, where the perfect place is to throw a grenade if they need to, depending on like the game. Where's a great camping site? They learn everything quick. And if you have something like a dynamic map where, yes, the layout is the same, but stuff changes constantly that can actually influence how the game is played, then even better, because that creates more variety to learn from.
Oh, there's also a day-night cycle as well. So light is different.
Even better, because, then you have to, I don't know if they have night vision or something involved in there, but if they do, that's even better.
Well, there's
more elements of the game.
Flashlights. There's flashlights. I don't know. I don't think there's night vision, though.
Oh, that's gonna make it even crazier then, because then you're just gonna have to develop. You're just gonna have to get really good at noticing whatever the hell may be sneaking around in the corners.
And the sounds. Dark. I mean, Arcraiders' sound design was amazing. That's honestly the biggest problem I had with Marathon. When comparing the difference between Marathon and Arcraiders, the sound design was so bad for Marathon, in my opinion. It was just so much high tech, like beeps and boops. But Arcraiders was just so. I don't know, it just sounded so much better. Like, the Marathon sounds weren't bad in terms of, like, the quality. Or, like, it's not like it was bad sounds in terms of, like, how it was produced. You know what I mean? But I just didn't think it fit in what it was trying to be. But Arcraiders, everything sounded great, and it kind of fit, I felt like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So... yeah, and I think it says something that Arcraiders. I mean, the funny thing is, Alchem, it says something about the whole thing. This topic started with Marathon, and neither of us want to play Marathon, and we want to play Arcraiders. You know, and I think another big deal, in my opinion, as well, is especially in the long-term health, is that Marathon is forced 3-player teams, and Arc is go in whatever. It's 1 to 3 players, and their matchmaking system tries to matches you with how many people there are. So like if you are solo, it will do its best to match you solo only. Now sometimes it does if it also prioritizes, like, it doesn't want you to be in queue for too long. So I've watched a ton of people, and they're saying, like, I played nothing but solo, and for the most part, it was only solos. Like, every once in a while, they'd get a team of 2 or a team of 3, but, like, out of, like, 30 games, like, 1 or 2 games would have more than not only solos. Which is a pretty good matchmaking system, I think. Yeah. And I agree with that. And also, another thing with the Arcraiders maps is they're not... the time set is not set. When you enter a map, it is not always going to be at the very beginning. You can enter the map like halfway through time, so people are already been looting and stuff. I think it's like the time limit is like 25 minutes. I think you can arrive up to 18 minutes left. So there can still people be joining after you load in. Up until a certain point. Like, you're not going to join a map and there's like 2 minutes left.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh,
yeah, so it's got an 18-minute... I think it was like 18 minutes is the latest you can join into a map while it's going. So yeah, I hope to God that in whatever sometime outcome in the future of the podcast, I will tell you that they delayed Marathon.
I'd literally give it before the end of the month.
I hope so.
I hope so. They got 21, not 21. They got 11 days, I think. Yeah, they have 12 days.
12 days, yeah.
Good luck. Good luck with that. I'm pretty sure, considering the news that even while I'm not constantly on when it comes to Bungie's news or anything from them, I hear it trickle down to me, and from what I hear, it's not good. not good at all. So I will not be surprised when we suddenly hear that.
Yeah, it does feel weird.
But then we can report about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully they delay it. I hope so.
Soon.
I hope so. They
Soon.
I think this would be a catastrophe if they release it 4 months from now. So Alchem, we actually talked about this earlier, to like literally a little bit ago, because the next story I have is on Fortnite. Because we talked about a little bit about Fortnite, about it being a live service. But so Alchem, I don't know how, are you up to date on Fortnite at all? Like, I haven't played Fortnite in a very long time. Yeah, it's actually
played in forever, but I do know about a certain thing that's been happening and people have been having fun with.
Oh yeah, because I'm almost guaranteed that I'm about to tell you about it, because the AI-powered Darth Vader. Do you know about this?
Yes.
I assume so.
Yes.
And you know that players immediately made him start saying the slurs. Almost immediately, he just started spewing everything racist, like so many racist terms. And at this point, I do not know why people have not learned. Why have companies not learned that this is going to happen? Like, has nothing been? Has no one learned anything? I don't understand.
It literally could have just been, hey, let's filter words out. Let's make sure that the AI knows not to say this, or that like certain words and phrases are like removed from its ability to speak.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's so dumb. I don't understand why they'd fall for it, or why. I don't understand why didn't anyone have the foresight to think, hey, we have a massive community of like impressionable kids who are in their teens, even adults, even just like the internet exists. They should know better. They really should know better. Especially because it's not only is it yes, it's AI, it's a computer generated voice, but it's a voice of someone who gave their permission to use, and now it's being used to say horrible things.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure, even though they gave the green light and everything, and their family's okay with it, I'm sure they were not expecting to hear their loved one's voice suddenly spew this stuff like that, even though if it's the voice of Lord Vader.
Yeah. Like, and like, that's not even to go say that the whole AI voiced Darth Vader was controversial in itself, even if he was saying regular things.
Yeah. I'll say this though.
Go ahead.
Just as a person of the internet, and just I as a memer myself, I think it was very hilarious. But also
it was
horrible.
funny. It was funny, but like it was horrible. No. We can. I think everyone can agree that's funny. How on earth did you let that happen? Like,
gamers, no.
Did you not think this was not going to happen? Like, has no one learned from like the very first like Google AI thing that people made? Like, I don't understand. It's just, it's hilarious, but so like, what? Like, how did you not be able to prevent this if you're going to do it? And
I love just what it's been doing besides the slurs and horrible stuff. It's just really funny to just have it.
I mean, even without just the memes, like the memes that they get him to say and everything like that too is hilarious. Like when it's not like the slurs and stuff like that, or swear words or anything like that, but it's just like, even if it's just memes and stuff, that's still very funny. But like, I don't understand how you couldn't think that this was going to happen. And
Lord knows, I did not expect in the year of 2025 I would hear Lord Vader say "Hawk Tua."
Yeah, I know, right?
That was unexpected in my yearbook. Although also I was not expecting, but I was actually pleasantly surprised to just hear the entire story of Kingdom Hearts just being told by Darth Vader, which is very pleasant. I was actually very happy with that.
Yeah. So they did. Epic has tweeted and said they did a hotfix for this, so it shouldn't happen again. So apparently they patched it, so it will not happen. But honestly, I don't know if I necessarily believe them. I feel
people will find a bypass it.
People will find a way to bypass it, because what I'm assuming it is like filters. But like people can find clever ways to get through filters all the time. So it's only a matter of time before they start getting to say other things as well.
Life finds a way. Trolls find a way.
Trolls do find a way.
If it's very funny, and this is, then they will find a way.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So we'll see how far they can get them to go.
Hold on, I gotta look up something just to make sure the validity of this is real. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I gotta know, because this is Fortnite related.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean the whole, other than that, like the Fortnite Star Wars stuff, I mean, looks okay. But I've never been that into Fortnite, so it's no big deal. No big deal. No big deal. Though I'm still kind of interested in. I know that James Earl Jones gave his consent for this before he passed. We all he gave his consent, and his family gave the consent as well. So it's interesting, but I don't know. The whole AI voice still kind of makes me feel weird, but I get it. Like, I honestly, I understand it, at least for Darth Vader, because no one else is Darth Vader. He is Darth Vader.
This one, yeah, this one, I am honestly on the side of, I don't side with people trying to use AI, especially when it comes to generating like art and other things, including voices, voice talents, especially if they're here.
Yeah.
Because say you're signing away, you're an up and coming voice actor. You have unique voices that people love, and then you sign a contract, and you notice that it said, "Hey, you give us the rights to your voice, and we can use that voice to propagate our AI programming, and can use it with AI to make our own stuff." If you do that, you basically just death sentence your career right there, because you can. I mean, they don't need you anymore. They have the voice, and they can do whatever they want with it. In James Earl Jones' situation, he had an iconic voice. Yes, he was Lord Vader, and there was no one else who could do it like him. And he has made a living with that. He has made many cameos, many voice cameos and stuff as his voice. But I believe when he did this contract, he was considering that the inevitability, he wouldn't be around. So when he signed the contract, he was like, "Yeah, you can use my voice for Lord Vader, but make sure that it goes, whatever it gets, whatever money it gets, all of that part of it goes to my family."
Yep.
And I get that, because one, his voice isn't around anymore because he's sadly gone.
Yep.
But he can still be around somewhat, and there's a bit of scumminess to it, because you're basically using someone's voice, and even though technically they're gone from this world.
Yeah, there is a moral dilemma. But I understand the want, because, okay, first of all, I don't know if anyone would want to replace his voice as Darth Vader. Because, I mean, Star Wars is going to continue to make Star Wars things. And now, to be fair, I feel like we need to move away from, the time period where Darth Vader is a thing.
Skywalker
stuff, the Skywalker stuff. We don't need more Darth Vader stuff, but, it's Disney. Darth Vader is still going to be there. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if I would even want someone else to be them, And I guess with Darth Vader, you can be a little more thing, because since his voice is very processed. I guess you could make it sound like him with another human voice actor, which is another way to do it. But I don't know. I mean, there is a moral dilemma, but I slightly understand it more with the Darth Vader specifically.
Mm-hmm. In his case, he sold the rights to the voice specifically for that character, and he chose to do it knowing willingly, and also because he would not be around to even continue his career as a voice actor or an actor or anything like that.
Yeah.
And from his perspective,
this is a proper case use for it. The problem is that this is the outlier.
Yeah.
Where the permissions and all the legal stuff happened.
This is going to be, since this was done legally and everything, this will be the greatest example of how far a industry or a company will take this once they have your voice. So granted, he set up so now his family will constantly be compensated for any income he makes, they make with the voice. But this is a great example to show other people in the voice acting industry how far they will take your voice, especially if you're still around and you can still do it. You can still do your own voice. You can still act. You can still, work. How far they'll take it if you give them the rights. So if like 20 years from now we still hear AI Darth Vader, then they plan to just use your voice forever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he knew that, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see if it continues on. Because like it's like we've both said, this specific case sucks because the Darth Vader is saying terrible things.
Yep.
Him saying the memes though, I like him saying the memes. That's funny.
I like him saying memes too.
The memes are funny. The slurs and curse words, I'm like, guys, it's whatever. The memes though are great.
Not Lord Vader. Don't make him say such horrible things, please.
But I think the only time I have a problem with it is because I feel like this might be a slippery slope for when people aren't gone,
Yeah, no, this is the precipice. We literally are looking at what is to come. And he's going to be a great example because he is one of the most iconic voices in movie history. Oh, they're going to just sink their teeth into it and just constantly use it whenever it comes up. Like every May 4th, we are going to hear AI Darth Vader again.
Oh, 100%.
Just like come out of nowhere.
100%.
Yes.
Also, I just want to say, Alchem, this is another travesty, but done because this is by the Gemini AI by Google. I don't know, like this AI thing, man. There's so many times that this thing just fails. I know it's not entirely its fault, but it's just so funny that it's always every time I see the Google's Gemini AI in any story, it's about a failure.
It's like the team behind it. It's just I don't understand why they didn't have the foresight to know. Hey, we have an iconic voice. People are gonna make it say horrible stuff. They're gonna make it swear. They're gonna make it say slurs. They're gonna make it say the most racist possible things, and they're going to try to do this. And all they had to do was put a filter, like anything.
I'd like to believe that they did do something like that. It just wasn't good enough. Like they didn't think they didn't feel like how far the people would go to try to get it to say stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like they underestimated how much effort people will go to try to get them to say stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they might have just. I feel like that's more realistic. They 100% did have something like this. I want to believe that they are not, like, they understand the internet enough. They're competent enough to understand that they should be some filters. It just wasn't as hard. Like they needed to go more ham for how tough these filters were to crack, and it was just unfortunately that it was just really easy to crack because they're always going to try to crack it. So you need to make it more difficult, and you need to make it difficult enough so only the most dedicated will crack it, because it felt like anyone can do it. Because I mean, like literally random kids were able to do it.
Yeah.
So like, unless like if a random kid can do it, it's too easy to crack. So hopefully this patch that they did, the hotfix, fixes it. And so like, okay, it's still going to be cracked, but not random kids, not like random 12-year-olds that are playing Fortnite can just make it say swear words and stuff. So yeah,
hotfix literally just take it down.
I thought they were gonna just take it down as well, honestly. But
that's what I thought too. I thought they were gonna make an emergency maneuver and just take it down temporarily and bring it back once they figured it out or fixed it, or realized that this was a mistake in terms of giving it in the hands of the public.
Yeah,
especially little kids.
Yeah. So hopefully, yeah. Hopefully it's fixed. Hopefully it's fixed. Funny enough,
lessons have been learned.
And I hope so. hopefully next time we mention something like that, it won't be Darth Vader saying more stuff like that.
Oh no, I hope he says even worse. Let's go. Let's make it worse.
How far will it go?
How far will he go?
Speaking of people, speaking of people passing away, or the potential of people passing away.
Oh no!
Did you see Kojima's official statement on his game dev after his death?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that statement in my mind. I wanted to reply immediately with like shifty eyes, worried. Is like, guys, is everything okay? What's going on?
So like,
okay.
So let me set this up.
Mm-hmm.
Out of a Kojima Productions interview, which is Hideo Kojima's company now. During an interview for him, he was talking to Edge magazine at the time. And oh wait, no, sorry. He wasn't talking to Edge magazine. He was talking to some people. Unfortunately, I don't know, but Edge magazine is mentioned. Apparently, Hideo Kojima thinks about his death a lot. And constantly thinks about it. And so, as part of, it's not officially a part of his will, but he has crammed a USB stick with all his ideas, as many as of ideas as possible for other video games, for more video games, onto a USB stick for if he dies, for his company and his staff, so they can still make Hideo Kojima games even though he won't be there. Which is, I want to say poetic, but also really, like, and also, if anyone knows, alarming. Kojima is 31 years old. He's not old. Like, he's not old. Yeah. He's literally 1 year older than I am.
Like, oh my god, what is he? What's
Wait,
happening?
No, sorry. He's not 31 years old.
No, wait.
He's not 31 years old. He's older than that.
Yeah.
He's 40 something. Sorry.
Yeah,
I got the wrong age.
I was about to be like, damn, Kojima did a lot. Yeah. He's still like, no, I know he's older than that.
Yeah. Sorry. He's
just smile and nod. Smile and nod.
Thank you for trusting me immediately. I appreciate it. But yeah, he's older than that. Sorry. But he's not like old enough that people would be like worried that he's going to die. He's 61, sorry. So he's getting up there, but he's also very healthy. Yeah, so he's 61.
Yeah, in terms of age, he is up there in years.
He's up there.
You've seen him in interviews, we've seen him on the news, we've seen him anywhere.
Like he
does not look unhealthy, but it might be a stress
he doesn't look
thing.
61.
It might be he's just overwhelmed with He really doesn't. He doesn't look the age that he is. But,
he's not like he's super fat or anything like that. But I mean, stress would probably be the biggest thing. Honestly, he's probably the most stress-free he's been in a long time because all the stuff at Kojima when he was at, sorry, not, is it Kojima? No.
No, he was in. Oh my god, what was it called? Konami.
Yeah.
No, not Konami.
No, he wasn't Konami. Yeah, it was Konami. Okay, when he was with Konami working on Metal Gear and like all the crazy stuff that happened with Metal Gear Solid 5 and after that and all that stuff, I'm sure that stuff was hugely stressful. But I feel like he's free now that he owns his own company and like everyone's just like, dude, I have absolutely no idea what his game's going to be, but everyone wants to buy that. I mean, Death Stranding, only Kojima could think that game would be a good idea. And Death Stranding 2, who knows? Like, in an interview, he actually has said that when he was doing the playtesting for Death Stranding 1, it was super negative. People are, like, saying, like, this game sucks, they don't enjoy it, it's not fun. And he said that's exactly what he wanted in terms of feedback. Because he didn't want to make a game for the mass audience. He wanted to make a specific game that some people would enjoy and some people would absolutely adore. Now, to be fair, he's Kojima, so, like, tons of people bought his game because he's Kojima. So, he's got that going for him. But like apparently Death Stranding 2 has been going really well in the playtesting, and he's kind of disappointed. He said he's kind of disappointed because he feels like he's failed his vision of making a very niche game because more of the mass enjoys it. Which is just a Hideo Kojima thing to say. It's just something like it's just something he would say, you know?
Can't believe they like it, damn it.
Yeah. So he gave the USB stick to his assistant, apparently his personal assistant, because he's talked and thought about like what's going to happen to Kojima Productions when Hideo Kojima is gone, and he doesn't want Kojima Productions to be gone when he is gone. And which, I mean, is a very nice thing to say, which is like, it's a really good thing to say. And he's like, and he also told them that he told like his assistant, he told the media that he doesn't just want them to manage the IPs that they've already created. He wants them to continue creating. And so he gave them a USB like, here, it's like, if you got like, yeah, it's like, here's all of my ideas on this that he doesn't think he'll get to them eventually. Cause I mean, even if he lives to 140 years, it's still, you know, it's in video game terms, that's like 3-4 games, apparently maybe 5 games,
according to Square Enix.
True. But like, even if he lived to 100, that's like at best 3 to 5 games, you know, especially considering the games that they make, they're not like, you can't just turn around and make a Death Stranding in 2 years, you know, it takes like 4 or 5 years, you know? So yeah. Man, also Kingdom Hearts, no, that's never happening. I'm sorry for any Kingdom Hearts fans. It's never gonna happen.
I'll be dead when it comes out, motherfucker. All right, so, but yeah,
because he also said that he also said, like, obviously he's not going to be working the whole time. He will retire eventually. Even he realized, and he said retire. He said he thinks he's gonna be doing the creative work for like maybe 10 more years. So like, it makes sense because then he'd be 71.
I think it's really noble of him to do this. He's seeing the future. He's like laying the brickwork for the future, for the success of not just him but his company and his legacy.
Yeah.
So even though he'll be gone, there will be a company that follows in his ideas, his creativity, his like at least general drive, and his name will live on in terms of the games that it'll put out in the future, whether they come from his original ideas from his little drive, or just his USB stick, just in the spirit of him.
And you know what? You know what the funny thing is, Alchem? Pretty awesome. We've been talking about Hideo Kojima moves, and only Hideo Kojima could do this. A Kojima thing is that Kojima Productions continues making Kojima games after he's dead. Like, that's such a Kojima thing to do. Like, he's like, no. Just because I'm gone doesn't mean Kojima Productions stops making games. It's like, of course he would say that. He's crazy.
The most meta thing is he just does what, like in Metal Gear and stuff. He just uploads himself as an AI.
I mean, he gave them a USB stick with his ideas.
Oh my god, he metaphorically did.
He metaphorically did.
He just uploads the drive. Just out comes Kojima's head in a codex. In a codex style, he just appears. Oh no.
Yeah.
But I think that's really cool. Which hopefully means more future stuff from Konami. I mean, not Konami, Kojima Studios. Sorry, I forgot he left for them. Well, yeah.
Konami doesn't make video games. Konami doesn't make video games anymore. They make pachinko machines.
They make. Yeah, I was about to say, don't they just make like...
They make pachinko machines.
That's it.
That's it. That's the only thing they make.
I'm looking forward to whatever the hell comes out.
Yeah, I mean, Death Stranding 2 is coming out this year? Question mark?
In 20 to 40 years.
Death Stranding... Oh my
Release.
God. Stranding 2... Release date. It is coming out 2025. Okay, yeah, it's coming out this year. June 24th, 2025, actually. It's coming out next month. What the heck? Damn. All right. Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. The hilarious thing is I kind of hope that Death Stranding 2 has a ending, because I don't want Death Stranding 3. I think I want their next idea. I want Kojima's next idea. You know what I mean? Like, I hope Death Stranding 2 is a great game. I still haven't played Death Stranding 1 or 2. Or, I mean, obviously I haven't played 2. I haven't played Death Stranding 1. Mostly because I don't know if I'm ready for that game. I don't know if I'm ready to walk across the map yet. We'll see. Maybe I will be one day, but right now is not right now. So, hopefully one day. Did you play Death Stranding? I can't remember if you did or not.
No, I never got to.
Yeah.
No, I never got to.
One day I will play it. But not now. So a quick story to go over, Alchem, is I think, okay, it's AI adjacent and not really gaming, but I think you and I would enjoy this. But YouTube suspended a AI channel. And it's so good because it's an AI movie trailer channel with just fake movies that's made from AI trailer making things. This YouTube account had 2 million subscribers and they were partnered. They were just making AI generated film trailers, and also all the comments were basically AI, and it was just AI videos.
Huh.
And YouTube actually suspended them, which is crazy. And I didn't think they would actually do it. And they also took a lot of what's it called? Like, they took monetization away from a lot of the apparently a lot of the AI YouTube channels as well. They literally shut down this channel, which is, I think, a good thing. But they've taken away monetization with a lot of some of the AI channels as well, which is good, I think.
Sadly, I can't. Well, no, I mean, I can't play devil's advocate here. I think
I'm like,
that's
yeah,
right.
no, that's
really
a good.
Should.
Yeah, they really should.
No...
Like I said, it was going to be probably a quick thing because I don't want you to be devil's advocate because, yeah, no, these channels needs to burn.
Our AI overlords.
I welcome our I welcome our AI overlords, but not crappy YouTube.
Why not?
Like,
don't you want to see the AI version of Daddy Fingers or whatever the fuck they're called anymore, or whatever?
I do not.
Don't you want to watch those like GTA slop that they put out for kids and stuff?
Wasn't it? Oh god, what's the clown?
Ones that are targeted for little kids when their parents leave their YouTube for too long?
Yeah, and the clown girl. The clown girl.
Oh yeah, from. Yeah.
I can't. Oh god, I can't remember. Pomni. Yeah, no, Pomni.
Yeah. Oh, Pomni. Oh yeah, no. Oh my god.
There's so many of her.
I'm just like, that show was never for kids to begin with.
Poor Pomni. She didn't deserve it.
No. But you know,
she didn't deserve that treatment.
Kids love clowns.
Yeah, it's messed up. So yeah, I'm glad YouTube is finally starting to fight them to at least one, suspend the big accounts and then just take away the monetization from other accounts. Because they're not actually making anything. So, you know, hopefully
they're making pennies on the dollar, but the point of that is just mass produce, just put it out there.
The problem is I don't know if it's pennies on the dollar. I think some of them were actually making a decent amount, but
some were, but the main goal was, from what I remember reading,
it's just spam.
The idea was to just, basically just hundreds of accounts spamming and everything. Just, if some made a lot good, if some made a little good, as long as they made something, then just all those accounts eventually built up, and that's how they made revenue. But there's so many to try to target. That's why you can take down one or two, and then more pop up. But if they're trying to take a stand against them, even better. I really hope they do.
I'm also surprised that like big studios aren't trying to take them down as well. It's a little weird because you'd think like Disney and Warner Brothers or Sony or like would try to take these things down.
I would think they are, but I think it's just
apparently
because, like
they're
I said,
not.
it's just massive.
From what I can tell, they're not really trying to take them down, which is weird. Now, I do agree with you that I don't even know how you could do it because they spam them like some of these channels were uploading like 20 videos a day. Like, it's so hard to fight that much spam, you know? So who knows when it comes to that, but I'm glad that YouTube at least is doing something. And hopefully something can be done more generally as well, but I'm glad it's starting to do something, you know?
Yeah, like I said, hopefully it's just slowing down. We start slowing down when it comes to the slop that keeps them getting thrown out there.
Yeah, hopefully. So, Alchem, I have one more story for you. I do not have a store, but the story does involve a store. It's an online store. And this online store is on this thing called a marketplace, right? And this marketplace is on this thing called a blockchain, right? So there's this thing called a crypto and NFT video games that have been starting happening again, Alchem. And there's a new one that came out that I didn't know, that I personally did not know was in the works. And I feel like you and I have both played, technically, in quotation marks, this game before. I think you have. I definitely have. Not for a very long time, though. But Maplestory has a crypto game now. It is called maplestoryN or Maplestory Universe. Wait, let me find. Yeah, Maplestory Universe. It is an official blockchain powered by NXPC, which is their token. And it's called MaplestoryN/Maplestory Universe, and it is a blockchain-based MapleStory game where all the items and stuff you can sell. Basically, it's literally MapleStory, but everything can be an NFT that you can sell. Now, Alchem, the game launched on something called Avalanche, which Avalanche is like, it's like, okay. The problem is it's a lot of crypto. It's a lot of jargon, but it's like, it's a oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the third place compared to the Bitcoin network and Ethereum. It's a separate thing. So it's like Avalanche is like Ethereum basically when it comes to like the whole crypto power stuff. So it doesn't interact with Ethereum or Bitcoin, which is interesting. So it's its own separate thing. It's developed by this company looks familiar. 1 second, I need to quickly Google them. Avalabs. They sound familiar. Why do they sound familiar?
I don't know. I'm not going to like this, am I?
Okay. I can't find anything on them. Other than the fact that they made Avalanche. Alright, I maybe have to look into them a little bit more later. But yeah, so it's on this separate blockchain. And this Maplestory game was the biggest NFT mint this Avalanche network has ever had. And as all these stories go, Alchem, it's skyrocketed in price. The token and the Avalanche, I guess, database spiked with 549% activity in the past week when this game launched, because this game launched a week ago. I think it launched May 15th, so only 3 days ago. But as always, Alchem, with all these things, there was a pre-sale, you know, as all the good NFT/crypto games do. There was a pre-sale of these tokens. Now, Alchem, 1.7 million scrolls were minted, right? These scrolls were free things to mint. So over 1 million of them were minted, right? And I do not know, first of all, what these scrolls do. But the crypto stuff, so the crypto twist, is twist the right word? The crypto twist, the crypto catch. The crypto stuff is that all the in-game assets are on the Avalanche chain. Right? So you can buy and sell all of these assets on it. And the scrolls was an NFT that could be part of these assets, right? So this scroll is one of those assets. And so it basically they're saying, hey, you can mint your own asset for free, right? Which skyrocketed the activity. Okay? So the Next Pace token, or the NXPC, the market cap of this thing was $441 million, right? According to the websites that I use, right? And it has, surprisingly, Alchem, been, and I hate to say this, from what I can tell, and also for crypto standards, relatively stable. Like, once again, for crypto standards. The actual price of the token, like, as of right now, is $2.24, which, even if you go to the all-time, which is even at the all-time peak, was only $3.76. So, like, even though, yes, it has gone down $1, didn't lose that much, but it hasn't lost crazy amounts yet.
Yeah, no, not like the typical.
And also, so like worthless. It's not that crazy, and it's been 3 days, and in 3 days in crypto is about 5 billion years. So like, it hasn't been a rug pull yet. It hasn't crashed yet.
Oh my God,
I know, right? And
that's actually crazy.
I can't believe it. And also Alchem. The number is crazy high. I'll give you a hint. The number is crazy high, but I want you to guess how much money has been traded in volume. So, like, how much money has crossed over between all the trades?
Let's say at least what, like, somewhere around the tens of millions.
Unfortunately, Alchem, higher, way higher.
Oh wait, what? What the heck?
So the trading, the it's racked up over $2 billion in trading volume.
No way.
Yes. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is crazy. Now, first of all, this is still, when you have to put an asterisk on this. It's in the token. It's in the token. Yeah, so like,
that's amazing.
That is a great. It hasn't crashed yet.
Collapsed.
And from what I can tell, Alchem, which is the biggest surprise, this isn't a pump and dump. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty crazy, in my opinion.
Oh my God! When it actually works, it works. Holy shit!
I mean, it's still an NFT game. It's still an NFT game, and like,
still, it's like,
I don't know, man.
Actually showing like moderate success.
Yeah.
The heck? Like, okay.
Yeah, so it's
good NFT.
I mean, okay, I don't know if good. NFT. I don't know if good is the right word, because I don't think any good news in crypto is actually good news. But it's interesting to see, and I'm keeping an eye on this. I want to see if this does actually crash. And yesterday, Alchem, they announced a like okay, like a tournament of some kind with a $200,000 prize pool. So like they're putting money into this. Now to be fair, this is also Nexon, so it's like they have money to blow, which makes sense. So, you know, it kind of works out, but it's strange. And yeah. Do I try this outcome? I tried off the grid. Do I try this?
No. I mean, actually, wait, yes. And then come back to us and give us a funny story.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Like, you guys won't believe it. I made millions off of an NFT crypto game.
I'll just have like those like money bag sunglasses on and say, "So Alchem, I'm now a crypto millionaire."
Can't believe it. All he did was play one damn game. It worked.
So yeah, maybe I do try it. Okay. It depends on how badly I have to be like, because if I have to connect a wallet and stuff like that, I'm not going to play it. I'm never making a crypto wallet. I refuse. So I am not nearly. Here's the thing, Alchem. I don't trust crypto enough to do any of that on my main PC. So I'd have to get like a separate PC to try this stuff. If I have to get a crypto wallet and connect the wallet and all that type of stuff. Like I truly do not trust crypto enough to just not. I don't want any of that stuff on my main PC. I'd have to get like a crappy laptop to test this stuff on. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I just don't trust it enough, and yeah, I mean that's the baseline of it. I don't trust it at all. So, I mean, yeah, that's the story. Honestly, it's just like I can't believe that this game is doing well, and it's been 3 days, and it's not a pump and dump. When I saw this story, Alchem, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to tell Alchem about this Maplestory pump and dump. And I was reading it, and I was like, wait a minute. It's just a game that has crypto in it, and it's doing all right. And then that blew my mind.
Week. This man's gonna come in next week and just be like, yeah, you remember that thing I told you about? Oh, yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
But here's the thing, Alchem. That would be the longest living crypto game ever, other than like that one game that like made headlines a long time ago. I can't remember the name now. the one that the one that made the headlines because people were like playing it full time in the Philippines for a job, and they were flipping the tokens as a job.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about the game before. We've talked about it before, but like other than that's like the only quote unquote successful crypto game that I know of, other than, I mean, technically Off the Grid, but Off the Grid, I don't even think the crypto stuff is still in. I don't think it's in it yet. I keep forgetting to play it again because I really didn't enjoy it. Like I kind of enjoyed it, but I really don't like battle royale games, and that's a battle royale game, so I'm kind of over battle royale. So yeah. So yeah, Alchem, I am going to keep an eye on this game and maybe play it. The maybe is a really hard maybe, because we'll see how deep I have to go into it. Maybe I break out my old laptop and see, or something like that, if I have to like sign up for stuff. Maybe I do a fresh like a factory reset on the laptop just to make sure, and then go in blind. We'll see. But yeah, I couldn't believe it, Alchem, that this thing exists. I'm going to keep an eye on it, and hopefully next week, because it would be funny the next week I talk about how this thing crashed and burned. Hopefully. We can only hope, though. So, Alchem, unless you have anything, unless you want to have any other comments.
I don't. Unfortunately, I do not have any news that I could bring up. Any ones that I had were the same ones that you heard or we talked about already on the podcast.
That's good.
There's nothing new in gaming or tech-wise that just something pop up.
Yeah, we are like we've talked about it the last 2 weeks. It's everyone's kind of gearing up for Summer Games Fest. Everyone's waiting for the big announcement. To be fair, like there's still a lot of good good stuff to talk about. But like the big news is the headlines. You know that they're waiting for Summer Games Fest. I mean, we'll have our time cut out for that. We're gonna have a 4 hour long podcast, I'm sure, after that goes down. Or 3 separate ones, because we're gonna be like, oh god, there's too much stuff to talk about. So yeah, Alchem, why don't you do some shout outs?
All right. Shout outs to all of you guys for watching. Now, if you guys have been enjoying this podcast and you were interested in anything on my way, I'm Alchem. I'm just the little VTuber on the right who just games and does his own stuff. You can, if you want to catch my live streams where I frequently just game and just enjoy myself and just have a good time and chat away with everyone, catch me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Alchem Games. Over on YouTube as well. I do not have a link for that. It's just a jargon of stuff. Just look up the Leaf Pile and you should be fine. Or actually the Alchem Archive, because I still need to reorganize that. But yeah, you can catch me there or on TikTok or on Twitter, where I post random stuff from time to time. And yeah, feel free to stop by, say hi, and yeah, if you want to support, there are many ways, but you're just being there is just all that's needed. And also, you can always catch me here on Sunday on the podcast, where I co-host alongside the Techno Jelly.
Hello, everyone. I am the Techno Jelly. If you are watching this on my channel, I appreciate it. I hope you continue to subscribe to continue listening to the podcast. We upload, we do these once a week on Sunday. So I hope you enjoy listening to us ramble about video games and tech. If you'd like to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. If you're interested, I'm doing a Q&A video once we do hit that goal. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. If you would like to support the podcast directly, I have a Patreon at the Techno Jelly on Patreon. I am currently in the process of revamping the rewards, because the rewards weren't really working out. They weren't easy, making them easier to do and more, I guess, not reasonable is the right word, more consistent. So the Patreon rewards will be more consistent. So yeah, if you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads at the Techno Jelly, any of those social media platforms. Thank you everyone for watching 2 Buds 1 Podcast, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Later, guys. Bye.